Welcome to What We Hear in the Northern Tier, a Tioga Publishing Company production. This week, we are looking at the July 23rd editions of our papers. I'm Josh Magnotta. I'm the sports editor for the Wellsboro Gazette, the Free Press Courier, and the Potter Leader Enterprise. I'll be your host for this week's episode. If you have news or stories you would like to share, or if you just want to say how much you enjoy the show, you can drop me a line at josh@tiogapublishing.com. During today's show, keep an ear out for the word of the week, where we will have one word from a headline in both the Wellsboro Gazette and the Free Press Courier, as well as the Potter Leader Enterprise. Glance through your papers and find the word in the headlines. The first person to respond with the correct headline will win a prize. Email news@tiogapublishing.com with your answers. Now let's get on to this week's stories. In the Wellsboro Gazette, Ken Swigert has spent the last 15 years perfecting his technique to return chestnut trees to the forests. The American chestnut was nearly eradicated when a blight arrived from Asia in the late 1800s. The tree provided calorie-rich food for wildlife and humans, lumber for settlers, and enriched the forest soil with the leaves. Swigert has 13 trees on his property, but the true scale of his efforts is reflected in the 350 seedlings that he's given to others to grow throughout the north central and southern Pennsylvania region. In the Free Press Courier, the Elkland Borough Authority took steps at a special meeting on July 16th to move forward with engineering the parallel street sewer repairs. 7 homes are affected by defects in that sewer system, preventing proper drainage of the waste. The authority has been pumping the sewer system in the area of Parallel Street every 2 weeks. An agreement was made with JHA Engineering and Surveying Services, Montrose, to engineer the project for the repairs to the Parallel Street sewer at a cost of $47,900 to be billed monthly. In the Potter Leader, a red, white, and blue cow sitting on an American flag greets passersby on North Fork Road in Westfield, PA. The cow, made from hay bales, is the creation of John and Casey Cady and their family. The Cady family creation is their entry into the hay bale contest held by the Potter County Fair. Now let's take a look at some sports news. In the Wellsboro Gazette and the Free Press Courier, the Southern Tioga Senior Little League softball team competed in the championship tournament last weekend. The girls suffered a pair of losses to Jim Thorpe. In other sports news, Colgan Steiner took an 11th place finish in Messina, New York, turning in a bag of 5 bass weighing in at 19 pounds and 5 ounces. Steiner has a tournament on the St. Lawrence next weekend and is hoping for another good turnout as he tries to make the championship at the end of the year. In the Potter Leader Enterprise, the Coudersport Legion Post 192's Lawson Wetzel and Mitchell Taylor were selected for the 2026 Big 30 All-Star Team. The team consists of 15 players from Pennsylvania and New York. In the FIFA World Cup, Spain recorded their 7th shutout of the tournament and defeated Argentina in the championship match on Sunday, July 19th, 1-0, for their second ever World Cup trophy. Spain was able to thwart a dynamic Argentine attack that seemed to defy the odds throughout the knockout rounds, with numerous come-from-behind victories. Spain, Portugal, and Morocco will co-host the next World Cup 4 years from now, in 2030. Now a word from our sponsor. Looking to buy or sell real estate in Pennsylvania or the southern tier of New York? Trust your local experts at Kauneski Lake Realty, conveniently located in Lawrenceville, Pennsylvania. Whether you're buying your first home, selling a property, investing in farmland, acreage, commercial property, or searching for the perfect country retreat, our experienced team is here to guide you every step of the way. Curious what your property is worth? Ready to start your search? Call Kauneski Lake Realty today at 570-944-0101. That's 570-944-0101. CounteskyLakeRealty.com. Read reviews from satisfied buyers and sellers, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Countesky Lake Realty, where local knowledge makes all the difference. We live here, we work here, we are here for you. And now for our word of the week. This week's word of the week in the Potter Leader is artisan. And in the Wellsboro Gazette and the Free Press Courier, the word of the week is McDonald's. Remember, the word of the week will be in a story headline. Once you find the word in your paper, email news@tiogapublishing.com with your answers. The first person to respond will win a bottle of hot sauce. Now Christy will take us back in time for a look at our Way Back When section.
So we're going back 100 years ago in the Potter Leader, 125 years ago actually, July 25th, 1901. James Kelly, father of William and J.A. Kelly, had a great deal of distress, and his constitution had been greatly weakened by many severe attacks of hiccuping, which he experienced in the past few months. About the first of the year, Kelly had the first attack, and since that time, he had been an almost constant sufferer.
Some people have that, don't they, where they just
Yeah,
hiccup forever.
Yeah, they never stop. And I've always thought about that. Like, how would you sleep?
Yeah.
You keep waking up.
How could you sleep?
Yeah.
I don't assume that you could.
Okay, and our next items on July 22nd, 1926, from the Potter Leader. Jessie Mix, a 17-year-old Smethport girl, was to be recommended to the Carnegie Hero Award Commission for recognition of jumping into a deep swimming pool to save a little girl from drowning, though she herself could not swim.
But she still saved her?
Yeah, she still saved her.
How deep was the water?
Well, it says it's rather deep, but she did save her. But I think back then, I don't think they swam as much as I don't think people learned to swim as much as they do now.
Well, no, maybe not. But so she didn't know how to swim.
But she still jumped in and saved her. There must have been other people there, but anyway, she was going to receive an award.
Or maybe she learned. Maybe she got in, jumped and.
Well, maybe it was just the adrenaline,
The adrenaline, yeah.
And maybe it was deep enough for her to touch, but not for the little girl.
That would make sense.
That's
probably the most logical.
Okay, and so the next one we have is from the Wellsboro Gazette. From just 25 years ago, July 25th, 2001. Construction of the Pine Creek Rail Trail was coming right along. According to Tioga State Forest District Forester Roy Seifert, at the time, 42 miles of the trail were complete, and there was planned to be 60 miles when finished. Seifert said that he hoped to see the trail completed in 2 years. And that was in 2001.
Thank you for sharing that, Christy. And thank you for listening to this week's episode. Remember to look for the word of the week in your papers. If you or someone you know would like to advertise with us, email news@tiogapublishing.com. This has been What We Hear in the Northern Tier. As always, take care.